Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Super License Bloody F1 Bloody Podcast. My name's Rod.
Whoa. This is an Australian energy I was not ready for. And I'm bloody Zach. And I'm here to talk about Formula One.
Everybody listening, I hope you got your cream jumper on because the memo today went out. Cream jumper. It's a cream jumper-thon.
But also, wear your T-shirt underneath loud and proud that you can see it through the collars. Both of us can do that.
Are we wearing matching shirts as well?
Not quite.
My
close.
God.
My mum would be like, you can't wear that coloured T-shirt underneath that cream top because you will see the collar. Oh, no.
Boy, how can you even show your face in public looking like that?
I tell you what, man. I tell you what. I know that I pulled a great one the other day thinking about, how you show your face in public. I got a haircut at lunchtime, which it's really fun because you have calls in the morning. Yes. You can get a haircut. You come back in the afternoon, and it's like you're a magician. These people look at you like, did you get a haircut in like the 3 hours that I spoke to you last?
Yeah,
like,
it's only been 3 hours. How is it even possible?
It's fun. We're having fun here, Rod. It's been a few weeks since we've spoken. Some Formula One things have happened, but not as many Formula One things maybe as we expected to happen.
So many things, but also on the other hand, not that many things. But we're here to talk all about the things that did happen Formula One wise after we dick around for a little bit. Then we'll start the show proper. But yeah, I hear you've been traveling. So you went to, did you go to Zandvoort or Monza? I forget. Which one did you go to?
Yeah, I went to both of them actually. Yeah, you will. I'm actually that guy on TikTok who's doing the how do I do this $20,000 but all the Formula One races in a season guy. He's got it easy right now. I love that guy. But every weekend it's always like, oh, they got a gifted a paddock pass again. Damn it.
Oh no, I hate
Another
this.
team is inviting me into the garage.
Yeah.
He's great. Genuinely lovely. He's making a real crack of it. An idea that we had years ago but didn't have the guts to do.
Yeah, here we are. With nothing to show for it. Zero paddock passes between us. God, but anyway, you've been jet setting. Yeah,
I've been jet setting. Most recent one, Berlin, went for the marathon. Oh. It was carnage. It was rough.
And then there was a marathon.
Then there was well. And I love Berlin as a city, right? And I've been there loads of times. Got friends who live there. I've been there loads of times.
Okay.
It's dreary to run around for 42 kilometers. It was not a visual
What's the ideal setting? If you had to run around a place 42 kilometers, what's the ideal setting?
Already done it, mate. Completed it, mate. Tokyo last year. Visually interesting the whole time. Whenever you need to get out of your head, you're like, let me try and read that sign. Oh my God, is that Pikachu in that window? Like, what are they selling there? I want that. I want to eat that after this. Like, different neighborhoods look different, all this kind of stuff. The subtlety in Berlin, it's like, if you're a red wine drinker, it's the difference between having a big, bold Shiraz and then like all the wine snobs will tell you, well, actually, a Pinot Noir is where the real people are. Subtle differences. It really takes a long time to hone your palate on a Pinot Noir. Berlin is the Pinot Noir of marathon cities.
Pinot Noir, wow.
Yeah, no good. But yeah, it was hot, man. Never seen so many really fit people walking halfway through the race, being like, "I'm done. I can't do this." So yeah, I'm a bit like Ferrari, right? Went out with all the great strategies today. That race was going to be my day. It was going to be my race, and then halfway through, had to switch to survival mode. So that's how it goes.
Absolutely. And then you did a swap with another and you didn't.
No, I had a pit stop though. 28-kilometer mark at the aid station there, where they got the waters and electrolyte drinks on the left-hand side of the road. They had massage beds. So I stopped because I was getting cramp in my right leg. And I said, I'm getting cramp in my right leg. And they were like, please sir, lie down.
Don't worry about it. We've got this.
Yeah. Sorted me out. Put me on my tummy. Did a bit of
Love that.
unleash. And then flipped me over on my back. Did a bit of and then they went, go, go, go. And then I did. It was amazing.
Yeah. And then went home right after that and fooled them. Fooled them again.
Just left.
Wrecked them.
Yeah, fucking wrecked them, mate. Man, I got absolutely schooled at the airport, waiting in the security line, chatting to these nice Irish blokes in their 50s. And I was like, oh, you guys, in the marathon, how to go, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like, yeah. They're like, how many marathons you done? And I was like, oh, that's my fourth. He's like, oh, great. That was my third. And I was like, oh, cool. He said, no, my third Berlin. And I was like, whoa. The other guy, they were brothers. He'd done 164 marathons. That's 5 a day for 30 years. 5 a day.
What?
5 a year. 5 a year for 30 years. Like,
wow.
Christ alive.
That's a lot of running.
Yeah, it was a lot of running. Rod?
Quick comment from the chat. New Delhi is the crown jewel in the marathon world, apparently. So there you go. Hot tip.
Man, that sounds like a hot run. I might have to do that.
Mm.
I'm in. I'm absolutely in. If anybody wants to give me a bib in that, I am
Yep.
down. This is where I'm
And-
jealous of our friend Luke Smith. You know, you're one of mine, best friend Luke Smith, Formula One. What would you call him?
He's a friend of the show.
Prodigy. I want to say Formula One journalism prodigy.
He's a generational voice.
He's still, what, 15, 16 years old as well, I think. So but he always does a run around the racetracks that he goes to. And I'm always amazed by that. I was like, well, I want to do that. Can anyone do that? No. It's a special
I think
voice.
a lot of people can do that. Anyway, well, look, that's great. I'm glad that you survived. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for not giving up. Thanks for not having an epiphany while you're running, being like, wait a second.
What the fuck do this
Podcasting's
podcast?
dying. It's a dying
I could do
medium.
one more run a month if I didn't have to do this podcast.
We should work out how many podcasts we've done, how many minutes and hours that is, and how many marathons you could do. You could work that out while I finish this bit. We're going to transition and talk about some Formula One stuff. So I feel like it's been 3 races since we last did our last podcast, and really the story of things has been it's even Stevens between the McLaren drivers, could go either way. And then, it's going to be Oscar Piastri. No, it's going to be Oscar Piastri now. Back to like, well, no, it's going to be Oscar. Although, yeah, definitely Oscar. Although, I don't know what to feel anymore. I'm all turned around.
Well, Rod, I think the trick in these circumstances is to reach deep into your feelings and see.
Let's assume I have feelings. I'm reaching deep into them right now.
Yeah. Reach deep into your feelings. Think about how little British bias you have and how much you know.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Happen. Yeah. Just put all of these things first and think about, how does Formula One usually shake out, right? Does the most exciting thing ever happen? Rarely. So what do you think is going to happen? So what's the more exciting thing? Is it that Oscar Piastri wins his first Formula One championship and the first one for McLaren in a long, long, long time? If that's the most exciting thing, then we're in trouble because it's not the most exciting thing never happens. So is it more exciting, though, if Max Verstappen, say, wins the world championship from this far behind? And if that's the case, that won't happen either. So
I saw one of those new. There's these new things on the internet now. They're called memes. I saw one of those today, and definitely caught my eye. And it was like the championship we thought we were getting, and it was like Rosberg Hamilton, and it's like the championship we're prepared for now, which is like, Hamilton, Alonso, and Raikkonen, because obviously Raikkonen just slipped right past them and stole it by a point or whatever. It's like, oh shit, yeah, we sort of are. And you see people make these charts where they're like, here's my delusional chart for how Max Verstappen will win the championship. And it's like Max wins every race and every sprint. And then like Oscar Piastri, DNF, TNF, P6, P7 in the sprint, 4th. And it's like, oh, well, that's a bit unlikely. I mean, I'm not saying I'm starting to believe, but it's like you're asking what's the most exciting option. I'm like, well, wouldn't it be great? I mean, the 2 McLaren drivers take each other out a couple of times, 3 or 4 times, and then anything could happen.
Yeah. But this is my theory this is my Formula One theory. That's the most exciting thing that can happen is Max Verstappen somehow wins this championship. So it's impossible. It can't happen.
Yeah, that's why it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Do you want to run through the rough shape of the last few races, just so that we can maybe offer some hot takes along the way?
Yeah, what's the shape of you, Formula One?
Let's rewind things all the way back to Baku. Oscar Piastri winning, Lando Norris P2, not really threatening, but then towards the end of the race, an unfortunate and uncharacteristic DNF where his engine breaks down. And that was really, I mean, you can remember Leclerc broke down. He was sitting on the side of the track. Lando was sitting on the side of the track. Those images that really defined that race. And then that was it. Oscar Piastri, after a close battle between those two, suddenly 25 points ahead. 25 freaking points ahead.
Huge.
People doing the maths, like he could come second in every race and still like be very, very close to the end. So what were you thinking in that moment?
I was thinking in that moment, if it can happen that easily, that it can go the other way. And the expectation in that moment is that I will be in second position every single time. And that's what has changed. That's the difference, right? Whatever lead they had in the first half of the season, everyone else went, okay, we'll go work out how to make our cars fast like your cars are fast. And they aren't quite on it. I mean, they're still very quick, right? But obviously Christian Horner took all the bad energy, all the gremlins with him. They were all in his coat. So when he left, Red Bull were like, right, we know what to do. Just make Max's car really fast and don't worry about anything else. Make it a little bit easier to drive, maybe. I don't know. brings little bits and pieces. I haven't watched a Ted's Notebook in a couple of races, so I'm sure if he was on the show, he'd tell you all the special things that have happened. But could it be, Rodney, that a little bit of bickering between Lando and Oscar, they've taken their eyes off the main prize, and Max is sneaking up on the inside and said, you know what? It's all about me now. I know how to do this stuff. And he's genuinely got the medal for it. I think he's a bigger mental monster than Oscar and Lando combined. So
I mean, it sounds crazy, but he's won 2 on the trot. Red Bull seem to have unlocked something. Even Yuki Tsunoda's scoring points now.
I know.
So I mean, they've just come good, and it's like what was it? Not last year or the year before? Maybe it was last year where they were like winning everything, and then all of a sudden they just went to sleep. It's like the opposite, except now Red Bull suddenly come alive and come like they've woken up. A couple of people in the chat saying things like, what does this say? Track that has lots of straights means Red Bull will be at least competitive, if not the best car. That's exactly true. And I feel like, especially in the hands of Max Verstappen, who will never give it anything less than 100%. So, I mean, I think if there's pace in that car, Verstappen's going to have a crack. He's talking down his chances. I'm not necessarily talking up his chances. I just think it's either going to be advantage Verstappen or advantage Piastri, because if Verstappen can slip through for another 3 or 4 wins, and then who knows what else, then anything could happen. But if Verstappen does that, that's Norris out. And if it's not Verstappen and it's Piastri versus Norris, well, then Piastri already has the edge. So I just feel like if I'm Lando Norris, I'm getting real annoyed, getting real worried.
Yeah, it's every race he's not. I mean, 6 points just isn't enough of a differential. Like, he needed to be on the podium in this race to just put it back on level pegging, because at that point Lando is really looking forward and Oscar's looking behind and kind of going like, gee, I've really got to get these poles, and I've really got to be careful off the starts and make all of these things work. Like, I can't afford any mistakes, and it puts a lot of pressure on Singapore street circuit. You know, one mistake like we saw this weekend from Oscar, like absolute brain fade, bad off the start, car's not working, and then just so slippery. Like, he's just got his mind seemingly on other things.
There's a couple of things, I think. There's a couple of things before we get to like this weekend, which was, I think, atrocious for Oscar Piastri and has got me worried. But if we go back to the last race, which was Monza, neither McLaren was really on the pace. Verstappen was just had it locked in. It was just going to be who's going to be second, who's going to be third. With the win off the table, then this is the scenario that everyone was talking about. Even if Lando wins, Piastri will be there getting second, so he's going to be fine. Neither of them won, and everyone's like, oh, shit. So then the pit stop the controversy where Lando Norris said, nah, you can pit Piastri first if you want. I don't really care. Because he was trying to cover for a safety car, everybody. That's what he was doing. Yeah. He did it because it advantaged him. All these people who were like, no, he did it for the good of the team. He didn't. That's bullshit.
No, he definitely didn't.
Anyway, so then Piastri comes in, great stop. Lando comes in, terrible stop. Piastri comes out in front, and the team are like, oh, whoops, our bad, please swap around. And he's like, what the fuck? And everyone watching was like, oh, what the fuck? Because fucking championships are for stakes, bro. So
I don't know, but Rod, was everybody watching went, what the fuck? I think that a large contingent of fans were like, oh, this makes perfect sense.
No, you're wrong.
This is 100% what, Oscar's such a good guy. Lando will definitely pay back these favors, and this is how it's all meant to be. Except, where do you draw the bloody line about where a team mistake is? Is it? I mean, yeah. Look, this has been played out enough. I could bring up every single example where
I know. But, we haven't had a chance to really get into it. But I was really surprised by how many pundits and some of the public polls, by even people like Sky, like, do you agree or disagree? And like 60-70% was like, we disagree. This is not.
People don't like team orders. People really don't like team orders. Like, there is no one likes it ever, unless they like the drive. And I think people drastically overstate how well liked Lando Norris is. I think that I happen to live in a Lando Norris bubble in the UK, and I get a lot of social media coverage that is a lot like, Lando, he's so dreamy. Lando, we love Lando. He's just never worked out for him, but he deserves a world championship messaging. I've never liked that about any driver. In the modern era, I feel like Max Verstappen is the only driver who has deserved a world championship, and then he went and was like, I didn't just deserve that one, I deserve all of them, so yum, 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 give them all to me. Even when it's crap, even like I'm so obviously the best driver in the world, it's not even close. So, but Lando, I definitely wouldn't say Oscar Piastri deserves a world championship. What is it about that people think that Lando deserves one? It's so weird. It's not like it's not like it's the the papacy where the next most senior person in line gets one. Everyone gets to go eventually. You've got to wait for the old king to die. It doesn't work
Told you,
like
it's
that at
British
all.
bias. It's British bias. That's all it is. It's Lando's unless someone beats him, or so there's some travesty like engine blow up, team screwing up pit stops, etc. But otherwise, he's entitled to. He deserves it. He's
Yeah.
It's
All things being
it's
equal,
his
he should be the
birthright.
one who wins it. Yeah, Oscar's here to wreck the party.
Well, we'll see. I guess I've always just been like, well, let them race. Just let them race, and the best man win. And I'm fine with either of them. It's that's it's absolutely fine. And Lando Norris's car broke down. That's bad luck for him. And I feel sorry for him. That's not great. We all want
No,
to
you
see
don't.
the championship go down to the line, and we want to see good fighting between the two. But
Yeah.
bad luck happens. That's called racing, and that's I think after the issue in Monza. Right away on the radio, Piastri was like, guys, we talked about this. Slow pit stops are part of racing, and we don't swap order for that. So I don't,
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know what's changed, but I'm not cool. Like, if you want me to do that, that's fine, but you're gonna have to explain why.
Yeah.
And I think that part of that was why, like I say, surprisingly, more than not, pundits were against it. And like I say, there's a heap of people who weren't against it. Lando Norris fans, fuck them, put them to the side.
Can't,
Broadly
man. They
speaking,
take
I
up all
would
my
say.
vision. I can't. I've lost the view of the world. But there's something about this, right? So
Yeah, go
I
on.
think it's really important to recognize what Zach Brown and the McLaren leadership have done at that team. And at some point, this happens to all like sporting endeavors, sports teams, right? There is the mentality that gets you into the sphere of where winning is a possibility. And there is often an argument that there needs to be a mentality shift then to take you over the line, to take you over the top, right? That there is no longer can you just get all the 1%ers right, get all the vibe right, everything's going to be perfect and great. That's an insular attitude of like, we are working on ourselves all the time. At some point, you have to become the protagonist and take take the whole thing forward and start to step out in a direction that is not just, well, all things being equal, we're going to come first, second, or third every race. And hopefully nothing bad goes wrong. We'll never have to make a hard decision. But at some point this season, and how many races have we got to go? 7? It would be basically, I would argue that after qualifying in Singapore, or maybe Singapore's literally the last race, if Oscar's still in front by 20 points, at some point they just get, and if let's say it's a 1-2 in Singapore between, like, let's say Max Verstappen wins in Singapore. It's not a particularly fast track. Let's say that happens, and Oscar comes second, or Oscar crashes out, and suddenly it's a little bit tighter at the top, and it's still 20 points difference, but Max Verstappen's right there. You're going to have to get behind Oscar, right? You just kind of have to if you want to go and win this thing. But I think that mentality shift is that I don't know if Zach Brown and that team has it in them. I think they would still be happy with the Constructors' Championship and go like, well, we can't control what the other teams do, and we're never going to change our process. We're never going to change how we do this thing. So they might just never win it.
And I will go and dig up every comment from every British F1 commentator who was crying out last year for McLaren to play the team game to get Oscar Piastri out of the way and give all the points to Lando Norris so that they had a better chance of winning the Drivers' Constructors' Championship. I will get all of their words and shove them right down their throat.
Because they're not going to do it. I think that's it. And I think the reason why, I think you can see the evidence in that, why they made them swap places in Monza, it's because that Jack person on that gun didn't want to be responsible for that. And they shouldn't have to be, but they should be all tuned to the, like, that's just racing mentality. Yeah. But I think the team went, that's too much for that one person. We aren't that team. What got us here is a familial, vibe-based, positive attitude in this team. And that's what we're going to take forward. And it just doesn't quite translate. Everything has to go perfectly right. You have to be so dominant in the season if you're going to 1-2 this shit. Like, Mercedes barely pulled it off every single season. Like, even when they had 2 of the best drivers on that grid, it tore the team apart. One of them had to retire because it was so taxing to try to do it that way.
There was that incident last year where Piastri was winning the sprint race, and because technically Lando Norris was still in the running for the Drivers' Championship, they switched cars to give Lando one more point or some crap like that. But it was only later when Lando was out of contention that Lando like repaid the favor. So I mean, like, I don't think that they're like above necessarily pulling that game, but I think as long as it's close between them,
Close-ish.
like if when there's one driver that might win the championship and the other one won't, they'll play those games. But when both drivers are in contention themselves, they won't do that. So that's it's a tricky
And they're gonna stay
situation. And
close.
the other reason I think that they ordered the switch in Monza was because of the DNF for Lando the race before, where they were like, we let Lando down big time because our engine blew up. That's not his fault. That's the team's fault. And then when the team had another stuff up, they were like, we have got to repay this because of what happened last race. And that's just, I just don't think that's how you go racing, race to race.
No. No.
Then we come, I don't know if you have any more takes about that, but otherwise we can come back to the race at hand, Baku.
No. Let's go to Baku.
Terrible race for Oscar Piastri. Under investigation for a yellow flag. Has a crash in qualifying. Jumps the start of the race. Crashes into the wall. 0 points for the Aussie.
Yeah.
One
Nowhere
to
near.
forget.
Yeah. If we were to switch these, if we were to say that was Lando, but here we go again. You know, Lando crumbling under the pressure. I mean, I still think you could level that at him because it wasn't a great race weekend for him.
We'll come to Lando Norris in a minute.
But let's stay on
shit
Oscar.
on Oscar Piastri first.
Yeah, I love shitting on Oscar. He will be so disappointed. It's like my Berlin Marathon. It just wasn't right from the beginning. Like, there was nothing clicking for him at all. What do you think that is? The vibes are off. Yeah.
They brought up a new F1 graphic for vibes, and it said vibe check, and then the vibes, and it just said fucked.
Yeah, fucked.
Which was like, I was surprised to see that on family TV.
They actually just put up a toilet, the toilet emoji.
Just a toilet. Yeah.
Toilet.
Instead of like, as he tumbles down the timesheet, there's just a toilet at the bottom. His name kind of circles and then disappears. An absolute toilet race from the Aussie. And I mean, what I'm wondering, I mean, it wasn't one thing. Like, if Oscar made one mistake, you'd be like, that's odd. Oscar made a mistake? I must be misreading something.
He must be
4 huge mistakes. Something's not right with Oscar, I'm afraid. Something's just not going on. Something's
Maybe
not
he just
clicking.
doesn't like Azerbaijan. Yeah.
Do you think you could just be like, get off on the wrong side of the bed and make 4 like potential championship losing mistakes like that?
I don't know if that maybe we're interpreting this all wrong, right? I don't think he thinks of them as. I think he's got a better mentality than you and I. I don't think that he can think of them as championship ending situations. I think that all of the drivers on the grid will back themselves in a straight fight with that car to be like, even if it's no points between me and Oscar, I can still win this championship. I don't think he'll lose confidence or focus. And for the same reason, I don't think Norris or Verstappen are thinking like that either. I think they're both like, yeah, keep fighting. Something might happen. What might have happened though with Oscar Piastri is that there were compounding errors. You know, you just try a little more every single time, and it just continues to get worse. Bet a little bit more to make up on the money you lost earlier.
I definitely think that crashing out in qualifying and starting from like 9th or whatever, he was like, I've got to send it on lap 1. I've got to pass as many cars as possible. And I think that contributed to him taking the line that he did, getting in the disturbed air and on the dirty line of the track. And that contributed to him. But it was it's all on him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I was about to blame everybody else but Oscar, but if you say it's all him.
Because that's the Aussie way.
Yeah, exactly.
No one can say we're biased. Now that we've established that we're not biased, let's have a dig at Lando Norris. It was his chance. This was the bad week. He's had his bad week.
Yeah.
He's had his bad week, Zach. This was his chance
and that wasn't even his
to
fault.
win and stamp his authority back on the champ, put himself back into contention.
Yeah.
Blew it. And he won't admit it, but he blew it. Blew it in qualifying, crashed into, touched the wall, ruined his qualifying lap, and just left himself too much to do on Sunday in a car that wasn't capable on the day. He blew
and no one
it.
wants to leave themselves too much to do on Sunday, right? You get all your housework done on Saturday, so you can relax on a Sunday.
That's the smart way to do it. Don't leave it till Sunday, bro. You think that you will, but you're not. You're going to sit up watching 3 movies and go to bed at 4 a.m. You're going to sleep all Sunday. Nothing's going to get done, mate.
Matt's homework isn't going to do itself. Do it on Friday night. Be the nerd. You'll set yourself up for success.
No.
Just
Anyway. Have,
I can't believe it from Lando. I really can't. That there was, I mean, he had another slow start, came out behind Lawson, but that car just can't really overtake very well, can it? Especially on these faster tracks, they really in trouble. But luckily they come back to a few. I mean, it's pretty fast finish to the season. Actually, you look down these races and you go, "Oh yeah, Singapore's not very fast," but and Circuit of the Americas isn't either. But then you get into Mexico, that's a really long straight. Brazil's a quick
mm-hmm,
lap. Las
mm-hmm.
Vegas is basically a circle. Qatar is also kind of a circle. Um, it, they're fast tracks coming up, so Max Verstappen is licking his lips, and the one thing I'll say about Lando is that he's not some rookie anymore, right? But there's still, I think this is why people are vociferously in his corner as fans, because I think they're kind of wish casting him into this championship. Like I think people his flaws are obvious as a driver, and people just kind of and some of those flaws are ability to capitalize. And I think Oscar has similar flaws, but Oscar's got a little bit more mature. I know there's similarities, but Oscar's got a little bit more Formula One maturity to go through. Whereas Lando, it didn't feel like the kind of drive, and it rarely does from Lando, whereas like there's a tenacity, a bite, that final, like, I am going to wring the neck of this race and find a way past all these people. You hear him too often on the radio being like, I just can't pass. There's just too much traffic. Why is this the strategy? Like all of the things that, yeah, all the best drivers also complain about those things too. But if you put your favorite drivers in those positions, like if you put Kimi Raikkonen, Fernando Alonso, Max Verstappen, Michael Schumacher, Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg, all of these drivers on a weekend like this would have fought tooth and nail because they've gone, you know what? I've got absolutely nothing to lose. 6 points is not going to make the difference for me here. Send it.
No.
Daniel Ricciardo
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
been sending it, right? Send it
yeah.
every single
He
time.
said that was what he was going to do because he said, "Well, the chips are down now. I have to just take every risk. I have to just go for everything. I have to go all out for the rest of the
Yeah,
season."
but he doesn't
But he
have it.
didn't.
He doesn't have it like that.
I would say, and to give him some credit, I know he bottled his qualifying lap, but if you watch the first half of it before he touches the wall, honestly, I have never seen Lando Norris drive so well and so
Mm,
fast. He
yeah,
was blinding, and he would
he's
have
on it.
taken pole, I think, quite comfortably, but he
Mm,
touched the wall and that ruined his chances. But I mean, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just thought I was so impressed for the first half of his lap.
But
But
that's the difference, right? Who are the drivers who can drive at 99%? I think about Sebastian Vettel. He is my like 99% all the time driver. Like he was just always right on the edge without quite crashing his own car. I actually think Max is worse for that. I think Max does
that's
get
true.
like more black and white flags,
Yeah,
will kind of put, and that makes him exciting and probably more exciting. Whereas Sebastian Vettel, I'll never forget those replays of just like going around corners almost full throttle when other drivers are like, well, I let off here and then get back on the throttle at this part at the apex, whereas Max is just kind of feathering the throttle the whole time through high speed corners. Just being like, I'm just going to keep it all this speed
just gonna
through
keep it
here.
on. Why not?
Yeah, and that's what I mean by the 99% thing. Like he was just always on it all the time. With a real tenacity of just like, I'm just not going to let this slip through my fingers. Whereas Max can sometimes be a little bit of the like, well, today's not quite my day. I'm not going to fight it if I don't have to. And Lando, yeah, I'm not sure if he knows how to have, can just take advantage of situations that are put in front of him. This
So
weekend was that. But maybe we're still too far away from the end of the season. I think that probably unless some big things happen in the next couple of races, I think that let's say it all just stays kind of the same, right? We kind of go back to normal in Singapore and Lando wins, Oscar comes second, it closes up a little more. I don't think that Lando's going to feel like he needs to drive over and above in order to win this championship. He's going to turn up every single race and go, if I just win this race, I don't have to, well, I'm in the best car, I'm a better qualifier. If I can just get pole and get in front, I can win this championship without having to go somewhere else that I've never been before. And I wonder if that will be the tell. If Oscar can go somewhere different, or if Max Verstappen will be the guy who's like, oh, I live in the somewhere different. That's my baseline. That's my everyday. Here we go. Like, it's all mine now.
So, I mean, we've been talking about this for a long time, but let's wrap it up. Big call now. Is it going to be close in the last race, or is one driver going to pull away? And if one driver pulls away and wins it, who's it going to be?
I still think it's going to be decided in the last race. I still think it's going to be within 25 points at the last race. Because they're too close to call. Yeah, but
okay.
it'll still be within 20 points ish. As in, if one driver, it'll be one of those situations where if the driver who's leading crashes, if Oscar Piastri crashes,
Yeah, sure.
Lando can win,
All right. So,
and Max Verstappen will stop him from winning.
So
Yeah.
Lando Norris is leading. And he's going to get enough points that he's going to win the championship. Piastri's right behind him. Lando Norris has a slow stop. They stop Piastri. He has a good stop. He comes out in front, and the team says, "Sorry, Piastri. This is one of those things, a bit like that other time where this happened to you, and we told you to turn around." Does he do it?
No, of course you don't. No, they
And I hope he
fight to the
doesn't.
death in that circumstance. Of course he wouldn't. And I actually think a couple more races, I think that will so again, we
happen.
come back to all of the drivers I just named. Could you imagine any single one of them from this point in the season onwards, when you're 20, how many points is he in front now? 24 or something?
29.
He's 25.
25? I thought it was 29.
No,
Okay.
25. 324 to 299. 25 points in front. He should never do it. Like, because none of the best drivers ever would. Could you imagine Fernando Alonso deciding to be like, oh, you're right, team. Here's Rubens Barrichello behind me. I'd better. Oh, they never raced together, did they? No.
Fernando
No.
Alonso, Rubens Barrichello, didn't they? It was Massa.
It was Massa. Massively Massa. No, of course
Anyway.
not. Sebastian Vettel would just laugh in your face. He'd drive you off the road. He'd drive into the garage to hit you with a car.
Not under those circumstances. The circumstances would need to be much more clear cut, I think. And I think I feel like Monza was a bit of a grey zone, and I feel like if there's another grey zone and the championship is at stake,
that's
no
the
way
last
Piastri's
one.
gonna give it up.
That was the last one.
Yeah.
And Lando won't either. And if he does, he's a jump.
You heard it here first.
Lando
So
knows.
another guy
What do you
from
think? No. You're backing away from what you think is going to happen. You need to tell me.
backing away. What are you talking about? I don't back away.
What do
from
you think it's
anything.
going to be?
I
Do you
never
think it's
back
going to
away
be
from
settled by the last?
Honestly, here's what I think is going to happen. There's going to be some race where like Max and Lando score virtually no points. Piastri will win, and it will just seal it. It'll just be, and he'll be uber confident from then going on, and he'll blitz it.
Yeah, and he can just.
That's the way I think it'll go.
Okay, so I reckon that'll probably
sorry.
happen.
Sorry, that's boring.
That'll probably happen in Brazil or Vegas if it's going to happen.
Vegas is a pretty great place to win a championship, so why not?
Yeah, true. Okay, I like
All
it.
right.
I'm here for it.
Another guy who's been having a bit of luck lately, Mr. Carlos Sainz. Not only amazing podium, smooth operator, slipping it in there, first time at Williams.
Are we? Give me vibe check on the smooth operator thing.
It's so played out. It's so cringe.
Yeah, so cringe. So mid, so cringe. He sounds like a millennial dad.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like the thing that your dad now is like, hey, he was a smooth operator. Hey, Rod. And it's like, this is not cool anymore. But that happens with every thing that's cool and nice and good in the world.
Because all the Formula One drivers are nerds. People forget this. If you know a nerd at school who's not got a regular sport,
Well,
they find them way into a go-kart, they're going to be a Formula One driver.
Carlos Sainz remains the king of social media content. We'll get to that later. I know you're chomping at the bit to talk about that, but let's park it. Just contain yourself. Bottle it. But I wanted to talk about not only Carlos Sainz podium, pretty good vibes.
Pretty good. Smooth operator.
Had a bloody penalty overturned and got points back. They docked him 2 points in his super license. I think on his us, and he got it back. This is unwritten.
Never did you say on his ass?
On his ass. 2 points from your ass.
Yeah. Can't believe they took them from his ass. That's
was trying to overtake Liam Lawson on the outside, and then Lawson got slightly squirrely, but I was like, but you're on the outside, bro. And then there was an incident, and they were like, well, Carlos Sainz, you're on the outside, you were behind. He was way behind. I thought we deserved the penalty. 2 points on his license 2 points on his ass was probably a bit harsh. But I'm like, well, I'm not in charge of what the rules say. But he appealed, and they overturned.
They must have had some good data, didn't they? Though that Williams outfit, man, they're a professional outfit. They're the new McLaren in 2 years' time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I
Evan,
mean,
you're
they
on.
must have had something. They had something.
Yeah. Ah, Vals. He knows where the bodies are
He's got
buried. Maybe that's
connections.
fine. He's got sweet connections. I heard he's getting a new race engineer for Formula E, our friend Carlos Sainz. So maybe that's already happened. He's getting a
Okay.
new special awesome person whose name I can't remember. It's a TikTok I saw. That's how
There you go.
clued in I am. Wasn't an Andrew Benson joint.
Oh,
Some
okay.
person on TikTok. Um,
Some rando.
yeah, I that is perplexing, but also should be really bad for the race stewards to be like, wow, we got that so wrong. And there's a group of us too.
Oh yeah.
It
Whoops.
wasn't
How
that this
bad?
one guy, it's a group of you who decided that that was the right call and then
Yeah.
were incredibly wrong. So, you know, game's gone, Rod. It's in the toilet.
I don't really understand. Stewards are in the
Oh,
toilet. Get in the bin.
that was one of the things we didn't even mention. What if Oscar have a crash and one of them, like they crashed together and the stewards are like, well, that was clearly their fault. Would the team be like, actually, we know it's the other guy's fault. Here's the data on it. How would they fight it? Or would they be like, we'll share the you're both going to do badly in qualifying next time to make up for
Well,
it?
if they both crash out, I mean, unless it's like, oh, one of you is going to get a penalty for the next race, then I mean, but if it's like the last race and they both don't score, there's no
Go for
benefit.
gold, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, that remains to be seen. I think it sets. I mean, like you said before, it sets the scene for some pretty great storylines potentially. But
The narrative.
unfortunately, this sport being what it is, the narrative will be a duddo.
Mid.
But Carlos Sainz, good vibes all around. Quick comment from the chat. Thank you, Ironfoot, for coming in with all the great comments. Sainz got the podium before Hamilton, exactly. And Hadjar got the podium before Hamilton. And Hulkenberg got a podium before Hamilton this
Yeah.
year.
Yeah. It's almost like the age curve has
Hamilton,
come for Lewis Hamilton. It's over.
it's like those Ferrari. That Ferrari's a bit of a dog. And yeah,
How?
man. I mean, at
How
the
is
start
it
of
a
the year,
dog?
everyone was like hyped for
Oh, they're fine.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
But the big discussion was, is he? Did they make an absolute plonker of a decision because he's well
Mm.
past his best, or has he still got a bit of that Hamilton magic? We haven't seen a lot of that Hamilton magic so far.
No, no. I'm not buying tickets to the Hamilton Magic Show at this stage. Um,
Hmm.
it'll be a shame, right? Because it's just a shame for Mercedes. No, it's not a shame for Mercedes. It's great for Mercedes. It's a shame for Ferrari, is what I meant to say. The opposite of
Yes.
Mercedes. Um, because I'm not sure if he's even giving them much as a driver for like improving the team, the car, the gravitas, anything like that heading into the new season next year. Do you even keep him? Do you start to say, well, do we want to take this guy into our new era next year? New car, new vibes. Do we need Hamilton vibes? Is this good for us? Should we just go get one of these cool young guys that everyone's talking about and make Leclerc the number one? Like, just be clear, Leclerc is our number one driver, and we've got some cool young other guy who, you know, go get, I don't know, go get Antonelli or something. You know, these kinds of things, and
I
stick him in the
think
car. Do
they were
something different.
definitely hoping that these two would be like when you have two scorpions and two jars and they start like flicking their tails at each other. Not that I've ever done that, but I feel like they thought that Hamilton in the team would either light a fire under Leclerc or he would spark off himself. And
Yeah.
I'd say neither's really happened.
Yeah, well, Leclerc's just one of the unluckiest Formula One drivers ever. He needs a change of scenery. I mean, when are we going to get Project Save Leclerc off the ground? Right, get him into that McLaren, because I think that if Lando Norris doesn't win this championship, he'll leave. And maybe it'll be a swap. We go off to Ferrari. It'd be so good, but I don't think Leclerc wants to live in the UK, so I think that'll be a problem. But
Yeah,
gee,
every
a different
time
team.
every time you think Leclerc's had enough, he's got to be ready to walk away from this team. He turns around and he's like, bloody love just being a Ferrari driver. I love the lifestyle.
Pretty good.
Everyone walks around and treats you like you're a god.
Yeah,
Why
it's
would you
great.
walk away from that? I think of the two, he's the one that like loves being the Ferrari driver even more than Hamilton. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah. What was the last
I don't
Ferrari driver we had that just didn't, who
know.
was a star at Ferrari but had not won anything?
Kimi Räikkönen's second turn at Ferrari, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But he'd want, but he'd want like, but he did, but he
I mean,
did have that in the bag.
he's still the last driver to win a drivers' championship with Ferrari. So there's that.
God. But like, this is what I mean. Like, they've got, if they don't have Lewis Hamilton and they don't have, I mean, I suppose last year they just had Leclerc and Sainz and like two two guys, just two guys. They haven't won a championship. So Ferrari not having, like, it would be really weird to have this star guy, but who isn't actually a winner.
Well,
Like
hasn't
they
delivered for
can't.
them anyway.
No, of course not. I mean, he will as soon as he leaves. Ferrari are the Manchester United
Yeah,
of Formula One teams, it turns out.
it's
As soon as
true.
he goes,
It's a bit of a sunk cost fallacy with them as well. But I guess you could argue like, well, we've got Hamilton, which means someone else doesn't have him. Like, imagine if Hamilton was in McLaren. Oh my God, no one would even win a race. So
yeah,
like, there must be a little bit of like, well, even if he's not firing necessarily for us, at least he's not firing for someone else. Anyway,
that's
that's
the we
Ferrari.
call that the billboard effect in marketing. So you sometimes see when you're out in the world, you're like, why are they buying a billboard? They don't need that. Everyone knows already there. It's like, yeah, but so your competitor doesn't buy it.
Yeah,
So, but
clever.
they got it wrong on
Wow.
Hamilton because he is. I suppose they just thought if he's available, you get him. Turns out they got mugged. That's not right. They were
They
mugs.
could have done
No
a lot of
good.
good with that billion
But I
odd
think
dollars
Hamilton
that they.
too, right? I think Hamilton's probably sitting there being like, I'm not even that. Like, it would be a different story if he was coming in there a bit like Sebastian Vettel when he went there. It was like, I am the king. I am the number one driver. It's
Yeah,
all
I think
about
that's
me.
why
I'm
it's not
taking all the
working.
press. It's not that though. Leclerc, the
Remember
prodigy,
when?
the golden boy,
Remember
is
when he
there.
was driving and not doing very well, and they were telling him stuff on the radio, and he was like, "You guys mad at me or something?
Yeah, what's going on?
You mad at me?"
Yeah. No,
We are
he just
joking.
doesn't.
Well, I don't know. That's Ferrari. Things are not going so great. Red Bull, like I said, they're starting to come good.
Oh, Red
Sonoda,
Bull.
after it was looking like Sonoda had no hope in hell sticking around next year, all of a sudden they're finding a little bit of form. They've got this new direction. I guess they're sort of semi heading in. So what are
Mm,
they going to do? But I mean, I feel like all the talk is, well, Honda's leaving. Honda's the only
yeah,
reason why Yuki Tsunoda was there, so he won't be sticking around. And this Isaac Hadjar guy looks pretty good.
he's good, isn't he? And he looks. They look like he can kind of boss him around. Which
Yes,
they also like. He's
they
he's
do
not
like that.
he's not coming in thinking that he's owed a world championship, like so many young Red Bull drivers have been like, I've been the best person ever my whole life, and now I'm here running up against the best person of a generation, and
Hmm.
this car doesn't work for anyone but him. I think Isaac Hadjar will get in that car and be like, you know what, I'll make the best of it. I'll wait him out. I think maybe Hadjar is maybe he is a better. He has kind of made the best of bad situations in his Formula One career so far. Like the cars haven't been always great to drive. He had a pretty unsteady start in Formula One, um, but he seems very likable. He's turned it on. He's now overcome all the things that have been put in front of him. Stick him in that Red Bull and see. And maybe it'll be okay next year because it'll be a new car and a new formula with
Maybe.
their new power unit and everything. Maybe it'll be okay.
I
I
think
sound
it'll
like a Ferrari
be.
fan.
I mean, the word. I'm absolutely no expert when it comes to powertrains and the new regulations and who's
Mm,
primed to do
more of a
well or
power
whatever. But
bus kind of guy.
I'm not hearing that Red Bull will be necessarily right up there contending from race one. But I think it'd probably be a good time for Hadjar to go there while they're still feeling that out. And if they come
Mm,
good late next year, great. If it's the next year, fine. But I think
yeah.
if he has any hope, he needs to stick around for a while. But also, it'll be a, he and Verstappen will work together well as long as wins are not on the board. But we all know what
Yeah.
happens as soon as wins are on the board.
Yes, exactly. They're on the board then. Um, what do you think? Yeah, no, I think it'll be Hadjar. Thanks,
Yeah, I think so.
Sonoda. I wouldn't be surprised if he just doesn't get a drive. That's probably what will happen. So yeah, I think we're done with. It's sad though. I'd hate to see Sonoda go, but I just don't know who would pick him up. Although that being said, basically, if you've driven in Formula One in the last 5 years, you're on the table for some team,
I
right?
mean, the next story on the next story on the talking
Yeah,
points
go on.
is kind of a
Segue.
testament to this. We haven't only because we haven't talked about it. It was announced like a month ago, but
Yeah.
Cadillac announcing that they've signed Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. I was scratching my head that day. I got to tell you, Bottas I could sort of understand. He was driving pretty recently and doing okay for the car that he was in, but also Sergio Perez. I know there's this narrative now that Perez was never the problem. It was always the car at Red Bull. That might be true, but Perez is also just like, when has he ever like shown that he's the
Oh,
guy? When?
when with the size of his wallet. He's
He's
got
had
great
multiple chances
sponsors.
at top running teams and just never done anything.
Yeah, well, maybe they just need someone to come in and do a good job. I can't imagine too many Formula One drivers want to take a bet on the new team. You know, if you're already established, who's moving? Everyone's pretty tied up contract wise, and Cadillac definitely aren't going to pick up a rookie.
This was
It's
the
not a
argument
very
people were
brandable
making.
team, right? It's just kind of a nothing set of drivers. I mean, I like Valtteri Bottas. Maybe he's got good social media appeal, but I think to a very specific market.
I think, yeah, to a bunch of loose units.
Mm,
This was the thing that people were making because I was like, this is boring. At least sign one experienced driver and one like fiery upstart. Give someone a chance. And everyone was like, no, you got to sign two experienced drivers because they've got to develop the car. They got to tell them what's wrong. Rookie isn't going to be able to tell them what's wrong. And I was like, yeah, but it's not going to be exciting. Like no one's going to
no.
care either. So I just don't really know.
Yeah, and why not be able to tell them? Like, is that even true anymore? Right? I wonder if rookies. Do we need to start changing our mindset? Is that outdated information? You know, are we overstating how much an experienced driver can, um, can feedback on the car? Like, where's the modern evidence of this that a driver is in and just feeding all this amazing information back? I mean, people talk about it at Williams. They've been talking about that a lot. That Sainz gives really good feedback. Finally, someone's listening to him, and maybe I can actually see the feedback being actioned as opposed to at Ferrari, where they're like, "Get in the car and drive it." It is what it is. We're just checking. Like how much was Sergio Perez giving back to Red Bull about their car?
Well,
they were just building
he
it
was
for
telling
Max.
them it was slow. He was telling them the
Yeah,
car's really slow, and they just weren't doing anything about it. But I
no,
mean, that's not
exactly.
evidence that he knew what he was talking about. It's just
Same for
evidence that they had
Valtteri
a slow car.
Bottas. Like they were designing it for Lewis Hamilton. So I don't know. I don't think that there is a really good case for this idea that experienced drivers offer so much to the team.
Yeah.
These are really, really, really professional outfits now, and I don't think any team looks at the drivers as like the leader in the team. Like they are the pilots, and they're the guys here who are doing the job, and they're the face of the brand. And even that's been dissipating because of all the Drive to Survive, team principles that get are the face too. And these rookies come up through incredibly professionalized teams where they are being asked a huge amount to feedback, lead, be able to pitch in, know how to make sharp decisions. That's why they're also good when they get to Formula One, like genuinely really, really, really good. And by the time they're in their very early 20s, they can win world championships. It's only gotten younger and younger and younger and younger.
Yeah.
We're not sitting around with these 32-year-olds being like, which one of these 32-year-olds has the experience to win the Formula One world championship? It's like, which one of these 23-year-olds has the physical ability? So no, they could easily go and pick up some interesting 22-year-olds from, like, they should just go get Isaac Hadjar. Like, that's the kind of thing that they should go and do. Like, go and pick up, or Bortoletto, just maybe not Bortoletto, but go pick up someone cool like that. Yeah, exactly. Ollie Behrman, these kinds of guys who go and make things happen. Ferrari weren't scared to go and pull Charles Leclerc out of Sauber a year early instead of going and getting Daniel Ricciardo. That is the absolute situation. And I'm surprised that they're banking on these. Maybe they're cheap. Are they cheap? Maybe these two guys are cheap.
Oh, they're definitely cheap. They're just doing it for sure. They're earning probably $1 million each a year or something. But I was going to say, and then you said, and they're saying in the chat as well, that if you pick an experienced driver and a rookie, you can measure the rookie against the experienced driver and vice versa and tell whether it's raw speed or the experience that's paying off and which way to go with the car. Also, Bortoletto getting called out in the chat. I'm calling out Bortoletto as one of my rookies of the year. I know Hadjar is impressing everybody. I know Hadjar got the podium. But Bortoletto, I mean, he's making Hulkenberg, like, he gets like PSD flashbacks to being in the Microsoft store. Like, Hulkenberg looks the average driver that he is against someone like Bortoletto. So I'm impressed.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's nice. Nice for you.
Oh, thanks.
I'm glad.
Anything to add to that? Yeah, I was definitely listening.
I was looking down the drivers' standings.
Okay.
And I was just looking at where Gabriel Bortoletto is. Oh, Kickstarter. He's down in 18th.
Look at the qualifying head-to-head between Bortoletto and Hulkenberg.
I don't know. I'm just looking at Hulkenberg's. He's in the top 10 for drivers.
Well, Hulkenberg has a podium, so there's that. Take that out of the.
What's worth more? Why? Why would
you
take the thing that you are aiming for as a driver and a team out of the equation?
It's like the diving with the judges. You knock out the top mark and the bottom mark, and what's left is where you're at.
Oh, so you want to take the mean of you want to take off the
I
you want
am
to
mean, is what I'm saying.
yeah, that's got a
I'm
name.
being a
It's
meanie. I like Bortoletto. What's wrong with saying that?
okay, well that's there's absolutely nothing. I'm just saying that he's down here with Ollie Behrman and Yuki Tsunoda
Oh my
at the bottom of the
God.
grid.
All right.
Who next? Pierre Gasly? Esteban Ocon? Which one of these chumps do you want?
Hulkenberg qualifying.
Who is
head to
sexier?
head. Please entertain yourself while I Google this.
Well, I can vamp for you. The biggest thing
Okay.
is
Are you
Franco
ready? Are you ready?
All right, don't give me this fucking laugh and then be like, "Are you ready for me to school you?" Such an F1 nerd.
Points.
You're occupying
Okay.
F1 nerdery. You've
Bortoletto,
become what
Hulkenberg,
you set out
point.
not to be.
Points. Bortoletto 18 points, Hulkenberg 37 points. Race result 5 for Bortoletto, 6 for Hulkenberg.
Also,
Qualifying.
so has better. Even if you take the one podium out, they're even.
One better. So they're like neck and neck. Qualifying 10 Bortoletto, 6 Hulkenberg.
He's
Fastest
better
lap
than
6
Sunday
for
rating.
Bortoletto, 8 for Hulkenberg.
Oh, so it's faster.
Laps in
Just
top
doesn't do it
10,
on qualifying.
217 for Bortoletto, 252 for Hulkenberg. It's neck and
It's
neck.
that one
bro.
podium again. It is
Bortoletto's
neck
a
and neck.
rookie, bro.
Yeah, except one of them has been on the podium. The other one hasn't done it yet.
All right.
So you're
Tell me
saying
about
that
this
these
cut.
two, you're saying that these two are actually the perfect driver combo for Cadillac. This is exactly it. This is exactly what we're describing: the
Well-
experienced driver and the rookie.
They're doing it. That's what they
They're
did.
doing it. You know who isn't
Like, I
doing it?
can't fault
Jack
it.
Doohan. Let's say right now,
Yes.
who's the number one driver at Cadillac next season?
They're both number
three.
3 drivers.
They turn up and they go, "So who's driving this weekend?" They're like, "Both of you." What? But us?
Oh, shit.
You know what?
I just
I
ate
didn't even
12
bring a
donuts
race
in a row, bro. I can't race. I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Oh, shit.
I did a marathon on my way here. Ooh. What you want me
I
to
just
in
rode
person?
my bike here from Monaco. I
Yeah.
can't do it.
He's going to turn up in his Mercedes gear, his Mercedes reserve driver gear.
Yeah.
Be like, "What do you
Maybe.
want from me?"
Bottas, of course. Bottas, of course. Come
Bottas,
on. This is
100%
silly.
Valtteri Bottas.
Tell me all about Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, because this is something you're hyped about. I've been seeing this is a new trend with F1 media where things happen on social media and then they report about the trend happening on social media. And it's like, this is why legacy media is dying.
It captured the heart and mind, the single heart, the hearts and minds of
All I've
Formula One
heard-
fans everywhere.
Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc share a viral moment after the Baku Grand Prix, and I don't know any more than that. So I need
You don't
to
know
walk
any
me
more
through
than
it.
that. Okay.
truly don't.
I'm going to take you step by step.
Take me on a journey.
These two guys, right? Friends from Ferrari, still friends. Both live in Monaco.
It's a bromance, you could say.
It's a bromance. It's not even burgeoning. It's established bromance. I ship them. You don't want to read my fanfics on Reddit about them. We're shipping them. So they're going to fly back to Monaco probably on one of the supplied chartered private jets, right? Together.
Okay.
They're in the air. There's storms over Nice. That's where they were flying into because they wouldn't fly directly into Monaco. Fly into Nice and then drive from there. It's a quick drive for those of us who know. If you're in the know. Flight gets devoided. The flight get devoided. Adam Sandler over here. The flight gets diverted to the middle of Italy. It's late in
my
the
God.
evening, right? You got nothing to do. So what do? They hire a van. The two of them. And their two mates who aren't Formula One drivers, but I think they're probably manager, social guys. Who knows? The guys. The other guys. They have
Their
with them.
crew, they're what is it called? Ensemble.
Yeah, ensemble. They're what was that? Entourage.
I'm trying to think
Small
of
entourage. Yeah.
Anyway.
So what do we get as the viewing public? We get selfie cam, Charles Leclerc, lights whipping over his face. It's dark. He's in an unknown vehicle. Has he been kidnapped? Who knows? He's like, "Oh, guys, states the examples that I just gave. And here we are. And he turns the camera. And who's driving? Carlos fucking Sainz. His best mate, brother in Christ, Carlos fucking Sainz Jr. And they're having a great time, and they're and the thing is, it's a van as well. It's it's all the things. It's that it's those two together. It's that they decided to hire a car instead of just staying overnight. It's like that they're also old. They want to get back to their own beds.
They could have easily rented a van and 2 souped-up supercars, driven one each, and then made their lackeys sit in the van. Not only that, but they're in the van, but Carlos Sainz is driving.
He's driving. That Carlos is like, of course I'm driving. Are you having just driven all day? But this is a man who loves driving. They're stopping off at McDonald's probably on the way home. Like they are, and they're probably fanging it through the tunnels. They're seeing what this van can do. Yeah. You know, could you imagine being at that desk and being like, I'm sorry, Mr. Sainz Jr. The only car we have available is the Ford Transit. That's all we have.
They whip pan to it, and then there's like one of the wheels just like falls off.
Exactly.
And he's like, I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I learned how to fix cars at Ferrari. We both did. We were in there all the time. We know exactly how to put a wheel back on.
They're like, we can do this. And then they're like, pit stop. The wheel goes on, wheel goes off. Aerial straightened, like rear vision mirror tightened. And then he's like,
exactly
5 lights.
Yeah. So it's just a very sweet, in a world where, you know, there's every version of everything and everything's been done. This was something that was a genuinely heartfelt, fun, authentic moment where these guys are, you know, they're just guys too, rather they want to get home to their beds and their partners and their probably pets and make their own coffee in the morning and, you know, make sure that they've recovered from, you know, obviously maybe Carlos was like, I'm never not going to drive. I just got a podium. I'm going to drive forever. I'm the smooth operator. He got a deal on that car probably. He walked up and went like, you know, we could probably bring down that insurance cost, surely, right?
You bring down the insurance, not throw it in. Bring down. Bring it. Just give me a cheeky little discount. Just 5%. Just give me 5%.
Don't worry, we don't need a second driver add-on. I'm doing the whole stint.
I can't look my dad in the eyes ever again if I don't get at least a 5% discount on the insurance.
I really wonder, though, do you think Charles, in this circumstance, was the navigator? He's got his phone up. He's going now, Carlos, and they're on the big autostrada, and you know there's 6 different options, and it's like, is it the furthest left lane, like keep left, or is it bear left, or is it turn left? You know, did they make any mistakes? This is what I want to know. What time did they get back? Someone said on TikTok that this should have been the Formula One film. This should have been the movie.
I'm not even
Things
kidding.
Going
it's
wrong.
More interesting. It's more interesting than Drive to Survive. I would watch a half-hour version of that. And literally, I was thinking, based on the little details that I knew, I was like, why maybe there has been in the last few seasons because I'm checked the fuck out, but Drive to Survive needs, like, forget these like 4 race arcs about how George Russell, you know, overcame something. Like, just give me at least one episode of the drivers living a normal life, doing something unexpected. And it's like a little odyssey. Yeah.
I want instead that the drivers themselves can't get to the races supplied by the team. They've got to amazing race their way to each race weekend, and they have to be paired up in their team though. So Oscar and Lando have to like find the way to get from Baku to Singapore in time for the next race weekend using whatever, and it's the points that they accrue on track are the things that help them, you know, that's cash that they can spend in the game in order to, you know, get them fast tracks, get them on planes, whatever it is, right?
Almost like Mario Kart World Tour style. Like, we're going to start at the last race. You've got to get from that race to the next race.
Yeah. And if you are the first person at the race, you can start on pole.
That's qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so some teams will be really good at logistics and other teams will be good at racing. So
that's where James Vowles is worth his weight in gold.
Oh, he's
got
so
Vowles connections.
Yeah. What? Vowles, he's a real constant in our lives. Did you like that one?
Is anybody interested in hosting an F1 podcast with me? Because I think there's a vacancy.
Oh, I'm a host now. I just thought I was a guest. I've always treated this as a guest relationship.
We should say that. Super License F1 with Rodney and special guest Zach. Special guest for the 237th time.
It was 65 marathons, by the way. I had a quick look at the numbers, averaging out, you know, things to about an hour to 80 minutes, something like that. Okay. Anything more?
Well, I'm going to go check out this. Well, is there more to this story or no?
No.
Okay, I'm going to go check
I haven't checked social media this morning, though. I woke up and went straight into like work mode.
You can tell who gets their news from TikTok and who doesn't. It's very obvious.
I'm stuck on the fucking tarmac last night waiting for everybody to get on this plane back to London. I had to watch. I used up the rest of my 5 GB of travel data just on TikTok.
Interesting.
I watched the whole race through a series of 130 clips on TikTok.
Worth it. I did see a video because I was looking before the show on Reddit to just be like, what's Reddit talking about? God, Reddit is boring. It's such a boring, soulless, lifeless place where it's just like, here's the top 3. Here's how many times this happened. Here's who got the fastest lap. It's like, it's not Reddit like at all. It's so
You gotta get on TikTok. You gotta get on
I was
TikTok.
looking for something to talk about, and then I've forgotten what got me there, but it was something about that. That doesn't matter. Kind of been too important.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was looking for things to talk about. I've run out of notes to talk about. We talked about the Charles Leclerc thing, so it's kind of a show done.
Singapore.
It's been a marathon in itself.
Yeah, I think so. It's a tight one. I think we've squeezed this lemon for all of its use, and we go off to Singapore. Do you want to live stream during that show or what?
Yeah,
that race.
We're talking about it, so we're committing. Is this it? Is this us announcing it? Are we soft launching this?
When's it on?
We did this for the Belgian Grand Prix, and I mean. Yeah. Honestly, it didn't exactly like set the internet on fire, but it did so much better than I was expecting. I thought no one's going to watch this, but a few people did, and they joined in, and they even chatted with us. It was a good time. I might even buy some more of these cheeky ginger beers, these extra strength ones.
It's going to be tricky. I'm in Tokyo.
Well, that is real tricky, bro. You were not meant to do that. What I was thinking was Baku would have been better in terms of time zone, except that you were running a marathon or some shit.
I was running a marathon.
So I couldn't do that either.
Yeah,
you
look, I got this life outside of. You tell me when you're going to be available.
Well, every time I pick a race, you're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, bro. I'm climbing the Eiffel Tower that day." So I'm like, "Well, okay."
Hey, don't tell anyone about my secret identity where I climb the Eiffel Tower every 6 weeks.
Don't go and dox Zach.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
We could do the US. I'll be back in the country by then. Oh, no, wait, no, I'll still be away. No, that's 17th and 19th.
Thank
Mexico,
God.
also bad.
Getting up at 3 a.m. to do a fucking
also bad.
No.
None of these.
I don't think there's many good options left
Qatar.
for the rest of the year.
Yeah, Air Qatar.
Well, here's the thing. What's the last race?
Abu Dhabi.
I mean, if it's
5th to the 7th of December,
no kidding.
Let's do it.
If it goes, I literally was thinking about this. If it goes down to that race, I'm just going to do it anyway.
Because I don't want to listen to the Sky commentary. I want to listen to you the whole time. If it goes down to the wire. If it go down to the wire.
Crying one way or another. Just a sobbing mess, one way or another, whether the Oscar wins or not.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I
think you can lock that in.
Yeah, let's lock in Abu Dhabi.
Well, I mean, unless Oscar crashes out 4 more races in a row, and then I'm like, I'm not going to even want to do the show anymore.
Oh, you're not that kind of guy. You're an impartial watcher. You've been through the hard Mark Webber years. You're a seasoned veteran. I'm the young rookie. You got to shepherd me through this.
Although, all of a sudden, when Oscar wins, all of a sudden I get a sneaky ping from Zach messaging me watching the race. Yeah, this is a pretty fucking good.
It's a pretty good race, isn't it?
But then on the show, we're like, yes, and then Oscar Piastri won the race. It's quite ideal.
Has he got the medal?
Ideal.
Yeah, exactly. You know what would be ideal? I think winding up the show.
Winding up the show, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Zach, people who like to follow us can do so on Threads. They can join the Discord, or they can go to the website, which is superlicense.fm. And this week, the FM stands for...
Forgetful Messieurs.
You said you were going to think of something. Did you just come up with that just now?
Yeah, because you said you forgot the thing before, and I was like,
yes, and you were forgetful. I got it. Go through. So you can follow us on Threads for all of the scintillating action. You can subscribe on iTunes or Spotify. Or are there any other
wherever you get your podcasts?
Podcast places?
Yeah, for all the young people who don't know why they're called podcasts, because the iPod and they were cast onto the pod. Nowadays, you just stream them like everything else. You could watch these on YouTube. But wherever you are, if you know someone else who likes Formula One, perhaps like just recently I found out one of my sisters is really into it. She texts me when it's happening and it's great. If you got someone like that in your life and you're like, you know what? I think they'd like kind of a little bit off the wall Formula One podcasts, point them in our direction.
Just 2 guys that just keep it real.
It's finally 2 guys on a podcast.
Smoke up the British driver's ass.
No.
They're not
and they're
going
not
on about compounds and other
exactly.
bullshit.
And they haven't fully pivoted to video. That's nice. It's still an audio medium.
Not fully.
Not fully. They're fully clothed. Don't worry about it.
Might do a live stream soon as well. Speaking of pivoting the video, so there you go. Between this and the next podcast, I'll do a live stream. But other than that, we've got these big hot predictions coming in. Zach saying it's going to go down to the wire. Me saying Piastri is going to romp
the 2 options. Yeah.
They then come up with a way to give him double points for some race, and then he'll be home and hosed.
Oh, finally, double points.
Tell us, if you wish, who your prediction is. You could comment on this video. You could send us a DM. You could send us an email, superlicenspodcast@gmail.com. Maybe you've had an F1 dream. Maybe you spotted us out in the wild. Actually, Zach, I've got a story to tell you after this about being spotted in the wild. Not from this, but something else, but it's fun. Anyway, yeah, let's wrap up the show. I forgot how to do it. I guess until next time, when we'll be talking to you from, don't know what race, maybe around the USA kind of ones.
Yeah, USA, Mexico, something like that. October, about this point in October. Yeah.
We'll be back then to say hola or hi. What is American for?
Hey.
We'll say hey or buenas noches. And we'll be back. Hit play on the sound. Now the outro is going to play. I've been Rod. See you later. Catch you. Thanks for another great show.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.